This is Dicky Darkside from the Howling Ewoks, and you're listening to the Escape Pod cast. This episode was taped in front of a live studio audience of stark raving mad howling Ewoks. Evil sucks.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's episode of the Escape Pod Cast.
The road ahead is in our rear view mirror.
And we're left standing at the side of the road.
Capital Games has been quiet this week.
It is almost as if there's not a new title update possibly coming out next week.
But what will be farmable?
Well, R2 ships from the latest Galactic Chases maybe, Mando characters, there's things that should have been farmable already.
Well, we will attempt to fill a segment by debating which side should win 8i in GAC.
Oh, okay, so we're doing it this week?
Yes, and I'm going to win, because I'm right.
No. I have a nuclear option on the table for me.
Playing too much Fallout again, Paul?
Maybe. But we do have the newest Escape Pod Castaway, Geek Girl 1980, joining us this week for our incoming transmission.
And, of course, Patreon's choice and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on the eve of Treason Day to another episode of the Escape Podcast. I'm your host, Neil Andrew Eyre, and as always, I'm joined by my treasonous hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and I've got one word for you. America. All right, and that's all I'm going to say.
Keep it G-rated.
I am keeping it G-rated. All I said was one word. What were you thinking, Neil?
I was thinking the words from the actual musical itself. And on the subject of musicals, if you notice that Hamilton has been watched on the Disney Plus on my thing, it's not me watching it, it's my mother. Because my mother likes musicals. Later on. You're going to watch it as well, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm absolutely going to watch it.
Don't get me wrong, I like musicals, but you know, why would I want to watch a musical about a treasonous person like Hamilton? Hey, look, it's July the 4th tomorrow, so you're getting treason jokes and treason references all day. I'm ripping on you.
Oh, gosh. I wish there was more news that we could actually talk about.
Well, I mean, there's no news, so I get to rip on you for being treasonous.
I guess what? I'm going to make everybody that's listening to this show grab a bottle of their favorite alcohol, and every single dang time that Neil says treason, take a shot, and hopefully you won't remember that Neil did this to you.
We're going to make it into a drinking game, are we? I'll get everybody leathered. I will. I'll end up getting everybody leathered.
Red leather, yellow leather.
But, no. I mean, we could do a vote. We could do a vote. Who would like to return to the British Empire and who would like to remain outside the British Empire, you know? Although saying that, you know, it's run by Boris Johnson at the moment, so...
You are absolutely...
He's funnier, though. I will say that. Boris Johnson is a lot funnier than Donald Trump. He's very nice.
Okay, Neil?
Yeah?
Let's not go political, please.
I wasn't. I was going comedy mock. Mockumentary.
All right. How about this? How about we talk about our push to 1,000?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, first off, congratulations. I'm very proud of everything that you and Flair from Gaming Embers have put together for the series GA Center, which, while it airs live on Twitch, it lives in perpetuity on our YouTube channel.
How's it doing? How's the show doing on the YouTube channel?
It is doing amazing.
Excellent.
It is absolutely doing amazing.
Is it smashing
And
it out of the park?
Yeah, and that is why that I am, we really, really are it's had so many views. People are loving it. Great response. In the past 48 hours, 100 people. And that's an older episode. 48 people have watched an older episode of GA Center. You guys are doing great, and I thank you very, very much.
Oh yeah, no, it's good, it's fun, and it's just gonna get more and more fun as the season picks up. Shame about not being able to do Macias and End All Be All live. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, for those, well, I mean, nobody knows except for, unless somebody's told them from outside of the server. But we may have a matchup this week to basically go over of Macias versus End All Be All in a championship final if both of them win.
Mm-hmm. If we're probably not going to get it live, but it might be worth trying to get them on for the interview section. That could be interesting.
That would be fun to do. That would absolutely be fun.
I have to speak to them and see.
Follow Dickie Darkside.
I have to speak to them and see what their availability is like.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, Dickie Darkside. No, it's not Happy America Day tomorrow. No.
Hey, we wish them a happy Canada Day, and they're part of the Commonwealth.
Boo! It's Treason Day. Boo!
But a lot of us were wishing Andy Beads and Dickie Darkside a very, very happy Canada Day.
Oh yeah, no, Canada Day's fine. Canada Day's fine. They're part of the Commonwealth. My Commonwealth compadres. So yeah, they're allowed to have a Canada Day.
I am never going to understand you.
I'm not to be understood. I'm a very, very complex human being. Just look at my status on Discord. That's how complex I am. You have to Google how complex I am.
That's not too complex, honestly, because it's one rule.
No, it's not one rule. You're getting voluntarism.
So
you're getting voluntarism. You're getting voluntarism. You're getting voluntarism, and the Lord of the Rings mixed up, mate.
We keep talking over each other. This is making for such a wonderful podcast. Explain to people what voluntarism is then. If you're going to bring it up to the podcast audience, tell them what it is.
Okay. It's quite a simple premise, right? And everybody, with all of the crap going on at the moment, you might want to look into it. Basically, what voluntarism is the belief that every single human interaction should be voluntary.
There you go. You just gave the one rule.
No, it's a principle. It's not a rule. It's a principle. All human interactions should be voluntary.
Okay.
And, I'm sticking by it. Learn the non-aggression principle.
All right. So
should we talk about the game?
What, Neil?
Should we talk about the game?
I start talking, and then you jump in. What's up?
Should we talk about the game?
I was going to talk about the 1,000 pledges that.
Let's talk about the 1,000 pledges then.
because honestly, there's not much to talk about in this game this week. Neil will donate his hair to a children's charity called Little Princess Foundation. Bringer of Chaos will do the same. Deadpool Kyle says that he'll give away $50, and Zeta, I'm going to arbitrarily edit that. I will assist in that. I will give away the $50 gift card, but Deadpool Kyle still has to Zeta and Gear 13 a character that somebody regrets. Apropos will give away his his season 4 Star Trek: The Next Generation poster to a listener of our ancillary shows. Sir Boss will get his makeup did. Dagger's taking his troopers already to Gear 12. I think that he should step up and say Gear 13. Force Strong will Gear 12 his Jawas, and Run DMV will Zeta and Gear 13 Bodhi Rook. And it's absolutely free to do this, we get to 1,000 subs, likes, whatever it is.
How far off are we?
We are right now at 893. That means we are 107 away as of the recording of this show.
Oh, nice. Not bad. Be nice to get over 900.
Closest we've ever been.
Be nice to get over 900 today, wouldn't it?
It would. Whether it happens, don't know.
Go bug some people in your Discord servers, listeners.
No, we've tried that. Nobody listens to that. But so Zaz has a question about volunteerism. Does that mean criminals can't be arrested because they didn't volunteer to be arrested?
I mean, no, they would still be detained. They would still be dealt with. They would, people who commit acts of aggression against other people that commit acts of aggression would still be dealt with. They just wouldn't be dealt with by, an authoritative force that is imposed upon people. It'd be something like a dispute resolution organization, something along those lines.
Dickie Darkside says he can't even get his guild to subscribe to his own channel. But we can get people to subscribe to you, Dickie. All right. So, a look at the forums of Star Wars Galaxy of Hero.
Better than a dodo.
Yeah. There is one thing that came up on July 1st. And it was if anybody upgraded their version of Google Games, version 06-19383, it basically broke being able to log into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
And that was at I haven't logged in, so I don't have the exact times, but 5 hours later, they said they identified the issue and are working with their partners at Google to release a fix. And they'll update us as soon as they have a resolution or determined a rough timeline for the changes. Well, 2 hours or 2 days. Well, it was apparently posted exactly at 12 a.m. So 1 day and 4 hours later, Crumb posts that the login error has been released and rolled out to the affected devices, and they are now letting people update their app manually if they continue to experience the issues.
Got to get that Google Play error fixed, or people can't spend money on the game, right?
Well, I don't know if it was just money. I think it was login overall.
Well, yeah, but if people can't log in, they can't spend. So login issues tend to get resolved rather fast, don't they? Or as expedient as possible.
As expedient as possible, yes, but this one wasn't as fast as the other ones were. Like the iOS one that you couldn't buy anything. That was taken care of real quick.
spending issues, or issues that cause problems for people that stop them from spending are always going to be a primary issue that they deal with, though, aren't they? When you think about it, the gravy train must not stop. Although the gravy train might stop very, very soon. If you follow anything that goes on news-wise from a legislation point of view in the UK.
I don't. So why don't you explain?
Well, it looks like for all intents purposes that EA, and obviously Capital Games is a subsidiary of EA. EA are going to be forced, not through voluntary means, but through coercive means by the British government to bring into order their gambling type mechanics under the gambling regulations in the United Kingdom.
And what does that mean in your opinion?
It means if there is a gambling type structure to a microtransaction, so you don't know exactly what it is you're gonna get. Oh, I subscribed.
Grace Gamer has donated a subscription to the community, and it was to you, Neil. I'm glad. Thank you for subscribing to the channel.
Thanks for the sub. But yeah, no, basically, so if there is a gambling mechanic, and what they are going to define a gambling mechanic as, in all likeliness, as a microtransaction within a game where you do not know what you're going to get. And then they're going to regulate it. And if it gets regulated under the current gambling legislation laws within the United Kingdom, it's going to mean that you can't do it unless you're 18 or over. Which would be very, very problematic for EA, because obviously they like all of the money that they get from teenagers, spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds trying to get a football player or a character in a game that they're never, ever, ever going to get unless they spend thousands. So, this game could get interesting in the United Kingdom. You could, I mean, I think that what would more than likely happen with the game is they would simply remove the unknown element. So it would be microtransactions, but everything would be a fixed reward for a fixed price. It's the easiest solution that EA could bring about. And then there's no gambling function. So you see something in the store, it costs X, you get Y, boom, there you go. Oh, thank you, Waffle Doffin.
Waffle. No, that was Heinzie.
Oh, Heinzie, thank you for the gifting sub, Heinzie.
Thank you very, very much, Heinzie. That is awesome.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what the very interesting to see what the UK legislator does. It really, really is. Like I said, I don't think it'll totally screw things up. So I just think that EA's solution will be to have, like I said, fixed prices for fixed items within, all of the games that come under the EA umbrella.
Do you think that, would they go as far as to pull the game from the UK if they were forced to do something like giving fixed numbers?
No, I just think, I don't think that they would pull the game because they would lose revenue. They would simply pull the offers from the store that involve a unknown mechanic to it. So instead of paying £20 for potentially getting X amount of shard, from getting 15 shards to 300, they'll remove that one and they'll just sell the fixed ones. So packs where you get a fixed amount of shards for a fixed price and you get fixed amount of gear and fixed crystals, those ones would remain, while the unknown ones, the gambling ones, where you're rolling the dice, where you don't know how many shards of a character you're going to get, those would be the ones that get outed. Oh, thanks for the bits, E-Grace.
All right, 600 bits from E-Grace Gamer, then JJ Manners threw 100 bits. Guys, Thank you.
Don't break him. You do not break him. Do not break him this week, please.
They've already started a hype train, and it is a guaranteed hype train now.
Please don't break him again. Please don't break him again.
So here's the thing. Crystals can be purchased, but, and this is what the chat was saying. Holy crap.
Nice one, Shaman. You're going to do, you see, stop. You're going to break him.
Cheering, okay, so guys, I need to say this to Neil. We will verify and thank all of you at the very end once we get through this. But what I'm saying, Neil, is you earn crystals.
Yeah.
From in-game activity.
Yeah.
So you then purchase crystals.
Yeah.
To add to the coffer of the in-game currency.
Yeah.
All random pulls are with crystals.
But they're not, though. They're not.
What's that?
They're not random, though. There are cash purchases. There are cash purchases in the store where you don't know.
Purchases that are random.
Yeah, there are cash purchases that are.
Okay, with the exception of the mods, exception of that awful mod pack. I'm grabbing my phone. Tell me, I'm gonna go look and see if I can find a random.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to say thank you to Shaman for. Oh my god, how many gift subs? Bloody hell.
10 gift subs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my
10.
god. Gifted sub to Dagger, to Sauron, to Ahsoka Meow, to Spaniard, to DPK, to Sith Lord Fluffy, to RSG, to Grid, to Silver Fox, to B Coots. My god, he's gone mad with them. JJ Manners with another 300 bits. Here. Another 400 bits.
They're going crazy. They're absolutely going crazy.
Ahsoka Meow with 75 bits. Oh my god, I'm coming in. It's coming in the end. It's coming in the end.
3 minutes remaining on that. Level 5. What the heck did you guys do?
Schnarman went nuts. Schnarman went stark raving bonkers, and he started giving subs to everybody.
Snarman has gone nuts again.
Schnarman
I'm waiting and waiting for this cantina to load. It might be quicker to go on my phone.
He's a bit mad, sir.
Okay. So I'm going into the store.
Yeah.
Hyperdrive bundle costs money. The Hoth bundle costs money.
Yeah. Thank you, Waffle Dolphin.
Pilot,
just open them up and you'll see. Oh my god, Schnarman again. Schnarman's gone mad. Schnarman's credit card. He's just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Schnarman bought a vault of subs.
Oh my god, Geek Girl in with a 245 bit.
All right. So I'm pulling up. Neil, I don't see any randomized thing that's for actual money. I'm only seeing packs, core supply, gear drop. It's a limit purchase of 1. I see crystal bundles and gear 13 stuff. Anything that is a randomization is not
we've been joined by Chubbs Van Han.
No, read it again. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I said Chubbs Van Han, not Cubs Van Han.
So all of the randomization stuff has been has been all of those it's crystals.
Right.
So you are gambling something that you earn in game.
Mhm.
You're not spending money for a chance drop, direct money. Whether that crystals that for that randomization comes from in-game, or you're purchasing your way to get purchasing crystals to add to your coffer because you're wanting to speed it up.
Yeah. They'll put them that the way I see it going is they'll make those purchases fixed without a gambling mechanism. So they'll take the randomness from what you can get from purchases out of the game, and they'll make them fixed. And
So,
I think I can see EA doing it voluntarily before the legislation gets passed.
yeah, and that's what Flair's mentioning in the chat, unless they have to do some sort of delineation between paid crystals and earned crystals.
I don't think that they would do that. I honestly don't think that they would do that.
Then I don't think that there's going to be a darn thing you can do.
EA, I think EA's lawyers, who like to refer to loot boxes as surprise mechanics. Oh my god. That's what they referred to it during the Commons House Committee that talked it over. An EA lawyer called it a surprise mechanic. But yeah, no, I genuinely think that they'll bring it in line before any legislation passes. And the reason why I think that they would do it before any type of legislation passes is because if they do it prior to any legislation passing, they'll think to themselves, well, if we do it before it gets made law, then we can stick with it, and they might not make it law, and then a couple of years down the line they can reintroduce a gambling mechanic, or a new parliament gets elected. They might just wait until another election, see if they can find something better.
Let's see what we can do here. All right. So Dickie Darkside, Bit of Flu. Let's see who else has followed us since then. We also have Chubbs Van Han. They all said they all followed. Now, thank yous to subs from eGrace Gamer, Heinze, Schnarman with 10 of them. Thank you to you guys. Now, going down the bits here. Thank you to eGrace Gamer for 600 bits, JJ Manners for 100, Schnarman for 1,050. Schnarman, remember, use if you're wanting to go big, use a browser. I'll talk to you about that in the after show. JJ Manners with another 300 bits. JJ Manners with another 100 bits. Oscar Meow from RSG. Thank you very much for the 75. Waffle Dolphin 4 with 100 bits. Schnarman with another 1,050. Geek Girl with 245. And eGrace Gamer with another 20. And also Galaxy of Bureaus, the podcast that Gambit had on last week. Good to see you, Galaxy of Bureaus. Excellent. So guys, we're going to take a break. On the other side, hopefully this will maybe take a segment, because we definitely have to fill the time that we pledge to you guys every single week.
Oh, I'm about to destroy you in the next segment.
Oh, we'll see. But we'll be talking about GAC and is the tie properly handled? Stay tuned. More information and also a clarification from one of our major sponsors coming up in this break right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey everybody, it's Macias here, and I'd like to say a few words to assuage concerns over account security and identity protection when purchasing remodding services from me. It is my guarantee to you that no account information or personal information will be shared with any third party so long as you would like to remain private when purchasing remodding services from me. Additionally, I would like everyone to know that I can access your account without any sharing of personal information, So no Apple ID passwords, no Google Play passwords are necessary. The Facebook login method can be used without any personal information to help access your account and work on those mods at no risk to yourself or your privacy. So cheers, everyone. Hope to see you soon.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways want you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Air could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Hey, I'm Andy Beads.
Hey, I'm Danish Wobble.
Hey, I'm Ando.
Hey, I'm Jake.
I'm Bringer of Death.
Jake Johnson TX.
I'm Ramby2307.
Spartan Z here.
I am Mr. Jacobachi.
Star Wars Galaxy Yeti.
I'm Player Gaming Embers.
I'm Lazy Turtle.
I'm Mudbum.
I mean, come on. They already know me. I'm the bloody co-host.
And we are part of
the GAC Chain Gang.
We're a group of streamers who
stream our Grand Arena on Twitch
and continue the chain
into the next streamer.
We have all types of accounts for you to enjoy, from the big whales to the
small accounts.
But we're all here to provide entertainment
and have a good time.
The Grand Arena Chain Gang is proud to be part
of the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network. Stop by and see them, won't you?
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show. Well, you're about to watch a thing of beauty. You're about to watch a masterclass in debating. You're about to watch me totally and utterly destroy Paul as we discuss. What is it we're going to discuss again, Paul?
So, in GAC, if you tie, you are under the belief that the person who does it, who has the smaller account, should get the win.
Yeah.
And I am in the belief that they do it the correct way, that the person with the larger account should get the win.
Yeah. Let's just let me give a bit of background, because it's not always been the same. Back when they first brought GA out, when they first introduced Grand Arena, what they did was they simply took your entire GP. And in the event of a tie, a person with the highest GP would get the victory. Now, I thought that this was unfair for 2 reasons. Reason 1, if you tie against somebody that has a higher GP and a better roster than you, you actually did better than them. Because the expectation would have been there, because they have a higher GP and they have a better roster than you, the expectation would have been for them to beat you anyway. So the fact that with a weaker squad you were able to get a tie, to me, that seemed like it should be that way around. But it wasn't just that, because during Grand Arena, because they took your entire GP. When it was just characters only, it was taking into account your fleet GAP as well. So you could have a stronger character GP than your opponent, but you would lose a tie because they had a bigger ship GP than you, and ships weren't even involved in it. I remember having this conversation with Crumb because I talked to him about it for about 30 minutes, and he actually said, yep, they're going to be changing it with the introduction of GAC. They are going to change it so that it is based just off character GP. And my question to him was then, well, so what happens say if you remove ships, but there's ships involved in the GAC, you're not going to take into consideration the fleet Jeep. So the whole thing is completely and utterly messed up at the moment. But the biggest part of it is a tie should be awarded to the person with the lower GP, because they're the ones that have to do all of the hard work because they've got weaker rosters, and it should be them that gets the victory in the event of a tie. Take the floor.
If somebody who goes in with a smaller GP and they beat somebody, it's like what you're saying, honestly, Neil, to me sounds like, so if I go get Rudy off the bench and I have him on my team, I should win if my team ties because I was nice to the person that I had less of an investment or less of a possible roster or less of a possible arsenal in back.
No, that's a bad analogy because it's a bad analogy.
You let me talk.
Okay.
Or I let you talk.
You talk.
You let me go through.
Wait, I'll do my rebuttal in a minute.
I sat here nicely, Neil, and let you say your piece. That sounds really good to the people on the podcast, I'm sure. Would you stop nuzzling your mic? That's all I'm going to ask. Anyway, so there is all of these. If you have a bunch of people that have invested time, invested sometimes money, invested their gear into their roster overall, and they were matched up just based on this little bit of it, the people that have invested their time and or money should absolutely get the nod if there has to be a winner. If I've taken my time to build up my roster and go, okay, I've got this character, this character, this character. If you are taking your time, then you need to give it to them, not just the person going, oh, I'm following a pillar system. No offense, Neil. No offense, Warrior. But you don't give it to the person that followed a pillar system. You give it to the person that took their time to work on everything.
I'm just writing notes for my rebuttal.
Well, your rebuttal is now. I've taken my 3 minutes. It is your 3 minutes.
Using a football analogy is a false analogy. You've picked a competitor. You've picked something. You've picked a competitive activity that has overtime and that can do overtime. You can't do. It's a live
Football
game.
Doesn't have overtime.
You can't.
Okay.
You can't do live. You cannot do live. If an activity or a sport or a hobby or something like that is live, you can, and in most cases do, have the opportunity and the availability of being able to do something along the lines of overtime. GAC is not a live, in the true sense, live event. One person goes, then the other person goes. If it was live, and there was a tie, and they could do a tie-break round, a tie-break battle, then you could potentially solve that problem. And to rebut your time and money argument, What if somebody is free to play, has a larger GP than somebody that's slightly underneath them and has whaled on their account?
Okay,
then
if they're
if you're
whaling
saying that
on
it's
their
a time and
account,
money, if it's a time and money thing, what about someone that has spent time and money on their account and they lose to someone with more GP that has been pure free to play?
Okay. So I'm going to say in American football during the regular season, there's overtime in football, but it can end in a tie, in a kind of response to both you and Flair at the same time. There are games, even the holy mecca of sport here in the US, football, it can end in a tie. Now, as far as somebody who's focused and then the person below them has spent, the person who's focused has spent more time in the game rather than the person who spent money. I think a higher GP is a good indicator of time and money put together. Money can't buy you Zetas necessarily. They could buy you, your way towards them. It can get them in the hot dog bun, the hyperdrive bundle. But if they are going by GP only, I think that the higher GP should win. There's tons of people that are making great ideas. First person to get to the score, the GP of the defense, things like that.
I mean, there is an easy solution. I mean, I do have a very, very, very easy, basic, simple solution. And it's based on the Football League in the United Kingdom. You award a win is 2 points. If you win your GAC round 1, you get 2 points. If you win your round 2 GAC, you get 2 points. If you tie, get 1 each. It's as simple as that. Simple solution. It's a very, very simple solution. But since that's a really, really common sense, simple solution that would solve everybody's issues, and they're not going to do it, I will still argue for lower GP. But awarding 2 points for a win and 1 for a draw, and obviously 0 for a loss, would solve a lot of problems. Because the winners would still, if you won all 3 rounds, you would still get 3.
Flair asked, how would that work for the before the final round? The matchmaking is based on wins and losses.
It would be based on points. It would still be based on the points.
And Dickie Darkside does say that it's a bracket system, and yeah, there is the winner and the loser, making sure that the winner and loser don't face each other. The first round winner and then second round loser doesn't face
if there's a
first
tie
round loser, second round winner.
If there's a tie in points, go to banners. That's what we do.
I mean we make it interesting in the fact that we do wins, losses, and then banners.
Exactly.
CG,
you should be watching our show and learning. You should be watching our show and learning. Do it based off the wins and then the banners. And then all of this tie crap goes out the window. Because our tables would look very, very different if we just went off people's GP. If the wins and the losses were tied and we went off people's GP, people would be annoyed. They would be very, very annoyed.
Man, Sephironis.
I won.
Apologizes.
Yay me! I won.
No, I haven't. I'm just relaying to chat that Sephironis is wishing that he could be here, and sends his love to everybody. Now, my solution in the entire whole scheme of things is both y'all lose. Neither of you won. Nobody gets a trophy. You don't get a participation trophy. You get a loss. You did not win. Just like it used to be in Territory Wars.
Is that what it used to be in Territory Wars? It's that far back, I can't remember. Is that what it was like? Is that what it was like in Territory Wars?
In Territory Wars, if both teams full cleared, there was no, it was only, did you win or did you lose?
Well, yeah, but you would still be scored. You would still score banners.
There was it was pass or fail.
There was no banners. Was it just a win or a lose?
There were no banners.
God, I honestly can't remember about that. The thing is, I probably wasn't in a guild. I was nomad for so long. I wasn't in a guild for so long. When I finally came back, it had probably already passed. They'd probably already implemented a banner system in Territory Wars. It's probably why I can't remember it. I was likely not in a guild back when I had one account and I wasn't in a guild. I didn't think it was important because I was stupid. I was not clever. I was not a smart player of this game. The first 18 months I played this game. I zated Stormtrooper Ham, for goodness sake. That should tell you everything you need to know about what I knew about this game the first 18 months I played it. What does that say there? GAC draws should be decided by each player choosing a team from what is left remaining in their roster. They then each face a random mystery team, and their resulting matches would determine the winner. Oh, you see, if GAC was live, then yeah, you could do an overtime, an overtime battle. And I think an overtime battle would be brilliant. I do. I genuinely think an overtime battle would be a really, really great idea based on what you've got left in your roster.
Right.
I really, really do think.
I'm going to do this kind of like the DOTW from our other show. I'm actually going to start a poll.
Oh, you're going to start a poll?
That our live viewers can vote on right now. It's a quarter. If they want to throw a quarter in the coffer, they can vote twice. Just like American politics.
Just like American politics. No, it's not just like American politics. If it was just like American politics, we would then have to, have an electoral college. We would have to decide who was in that electoral college. And then that electoral college would then decide, who's the winner.
So I've got people asking, or I've asked our live listening audience, who won the debate? Paul, the higher GP wins, or Neil, the lower GP wins? Vote early, vote often. As I see that I just got knocked down.
Chat is just full of stuff in there. Look at that. Look at that. See, we had a little debate, and everybody's throwing out loads of ideas.
Oh, I mean, it's a great debate. I loved the debate. And I absolutely love all of this, Yeah.
I just think, that the fact that we're debating it, it's because it's an important part. I mean, I would argue that it's probably the most important feature and the most important part of the game right now. I mean, they're bringing out that new, obviously they're bringing out a new game mode. We don't know what it's going to do, and we don't know when it's going to come out. So we have no idea what it's going to be like. I still don't think it's going to knock GAC off the top spot as the most important game feature within Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I don't. I really, really don't.
Fleet Arena is the most important game feature.
Grand Arena is the most important. No. I mean, yes, it is. No, it's not Territory Battles, Paul. It's GAC.
It's Fleet Arena.
It's not Fleet Arena.
It is Fleet Arena.
No,
that's where you get the most Zetas from.
It's not Fleet Arena. Oh my God. Fleet Arena is not the most important game mode. It isn't. It's boring. Do you know how many battles I do a day? 1. Oh, I'm in 3rd. I've got 1 battle I take first. The next day, oh, I'm in 3rd again. 1 battle, take first. Oh, I'm in 4th today. Oh, I've still only got 1 battle. Do you know how rare it is I have to do 2 battles to take the number 1 spot in Fleet Arena?
But you're still aiming to take the number 1 spot in Fleet Arena because it's the most important.
It's the most important regarding currency, because it's
crystals,
it's the only way.
Zetas.
It's the way I make my. It's my crystal. It's basically my only source of crystal income. Because Squad Arena, I'm only getting either 65 or 75 crystals, but I'm guaranteed 400 a day as long as I fight.
Ray Rock says Fleet Store, not Fleet Arena, but the only way to get Fleet Store currency is Fleet Arena.
Yeah. I still, GA. You just got to look at how many people do it. Is this a rendition of the argument sketch from Monty Python? No, but we could do that if you wanted to.
I don't know it by heart. Otherwise, I would so totally.
You didn't come here for an argument. You didn't come here for a good argument. You came for an argument. Just saying no, it isn't an argument. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. If I take a contrary position, then I must be having an argument. No. Have you not seen that argument sketch, the Monty Python argument sketch?
I have.
Before?
I just don't know it by heart.
All right, don't. Okay.
Just like I can't recite the past Polly.
Oh, Cascade. Oh, Cascade. She doesn't believe GAC is the most important part of the game. Yes, it is.
Cascade, what do you think that the most important part of this game is?
Yes, GAC is the most fun part of the game.
I would certainly like to know what...
what does Cascade think is the...
GAC disappears for a week every single month.
You got to have exactly, and content from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content creators drops off a cliff. When GAC is on, everybody's streaming it. I mean, we've got 60 content creators in GA Center, and you know as well as I do that we could have easily doubled that. We could easily have doubled that. That's how there are easily 100+ content creators on Twitch and on YouTube that either stream or post their GACs. There isn't 100 content creators that stream or post other aspects or other features of the game. But GAC, over 100 content creators do GAC. That's one of the reasons that makes it so important.
JJ Manor says credit cards are the most important part of the game.
I mean, there would be some people that would probably argue that spinning is an important aspect of the game, but
let's not go there.
I don't even know what that is.
we got 4 minutes remaining in our poll before we see who wins. As you knock your mic away.
Spinning. I'm spinning.
Would you stop that, Neil? Not this show. But it currently, as it stands for our podcast audience who wants to know what's going on, the vote is currently higher GP win, or my argument for higher GP is at 7 votes, and Neil's argument for lower GP wins is at 9 votes. This is for the argument.
The poll isn't a vote to who won the debate. The poll is people who agree with you or agree with me, and more people agree with you.
The question was who won the GAC debate.
Yeah, but people aren't voting based on who won the GAC debate. People are voting based on their personal preferences before we even had a debate. If we didn't have a debate, right? If we hadn't had a discussion on it,
I want people to vote on who won the debate, Neil.
No, because people have already got preconceived biases as to whether it is or is not going to be decided on lower or higher GP. We could discuss this until the cows come home. People are still going to have a predetermined bias, and they're going to vote in accordance with that predetermined biases. A bit like the American electoral system. Team blue, no. Team red, no. Team blue, no. Team red.
And Dr. Jojo says if my argument was convincing, we would have changed minds afterwards. So that's very true. And remember that you can spend a quarter in bits and vote again.
I would love to see a video of dogs saying "I love you."
What?
Snotter is the best platform for animal videos, for cutesy cat and dog videos. Very, very good. Used to watch them all the time.
Now I'm seeing where you're getting that from. As Cascade says, just because somebody posts a video doesn't make it the most important. She can find thousands of dogs saying I love you, but it doesn't make it important to me. So, and there is no third option, as Dr. Jojo says. It's a who won the argument. Pick a side, and then,
Night fishies.
Our friend,
next time you'll have to put a write-in option, mate.
No, there is no write-in option on this one.
Well,
and
yeah, but
I don't know why you're having a problem with it. You're currently winning 10-7.
Hey, I know I'm winning, but Ray Rock comes up with a valid point. There's no third option. You should have a write-in. You should be allowed.
There's no valid third option anywhere.
Yes, there is. None of the above.
Then don't vote.
Yeah, but it's more fun to spoil your ballot and put something funny and amusing on it.
To you it is.
Oh yeah, I love spoiling my ballot. I had so much fun spoiling my ballot in 2015. Oh yeah. I put a George Carlin. I put a George Carlin quote on my I put the George Carlin quote on my 2015 ballot.
JJ Manners asks, what happens if you and I tie in votes? And I'm going to actually say the ironic thing would happen, because you have more accounts, you win.
Yeah, if you add all of my accounts together, my GP would, dwarf yours.
Okay, so you're saying that the higher GP would win?
No, because if it was just your main account against my main account, I would lose. Because my main account's only 4.3 mil. Or is it 4.2 mil? It's either 4.2 or 4.3 mil. I'm not 100% sure at the moment. I won't be knocking on Division 1's door for at least another 3 months. The
final tally is in. Congratulations, Neil. People think that you argued better 10-8.
Oh, yeah. The master debater.
And E-Grace Gamer throws another 500 bits at us.
Thank you, E-Grace Gamer. There we go. I am the champion. I haven't got my I am the champion, video queued up, unfortunately, so I can't play that.
Yeah, and we don't want to get a, we don't want to get a letter saying we can't do that anymore. So
I'll be playing it when I get Quad Kyber.
That's fine.
I will be playing that
when it's not the podcast, okay?
I will be playing that when I get. Don't worry, I'll do it right at the end so you can cut it out.
Sounds no, not tonight. We're not.
No, not tonight. When I get Quad Kyber, I will play it, because I am nailing it on all 4 of my accounts at the moment. I've hit Erodium on every single one of my accounts. So yeah, I only need like 10,000 to less than 10,000 from the last 2 rounds. So yeah, from the last 2 weeks, I am absolutely kicking ass.
All right. Names. I want you to kick ass at pushing a button here in a moment.
I can do that. I can kick this button's ass.
All right. So we're gonna throw to a break. We're gonna go to story time with the llama, and when we come back, the newest Escape podcast away, Geek Girl 1980, joins us for the incoming transmission right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey there, Escape Podawans. Everyone's favorite llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Cast is on social media. That's right, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. So give us a like, give us a follow, and stay up to date on all things in-game and in the Escape Pod. Our account links are down in the description or on our Discord server in the Show Links channel. See you on the net.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Podawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod, cast for kids. This week we are continuing along our Faction Facts series with the Resistance. Now, if you remember last week, I covered First Order, and next week is going to be a Galactic Legends special where I cover Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Rey. Now, there are 15 characters in the Resistance faction. Rose Tico, who's available on Light Side Hard Node 4F, Amelin Holdo, who's available on Dark Side Hard Node 7C, Finn, who's available on Cantina Node 3E and Light Side Hard Node 7A, Poe Dameron, who's available in the Cantina store and Lightside Hard Node 7B, Resistance Trooper, who's available on Lightside Hard Node 3A, Resistance Pilot, who's available in the Galactic War store, Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca, who's available on Cantina Node 5F, Veteran Smuggler Han Solo on Cantina Node 5E, BB-8, who's available in his legendary event Pieces and Plans, with 5 7-star First Order characters. Scavenger Rey, who's available on Lightside Hard Node 2A and Darkside Hard Node 5D. Jedi Training Rey, who's available in her Hero's Journey event with a 7-star BB-8, Scavenger Rey, Finn, Veteran Han, and Veteran Chewbacca. Resistance Hero Poe is available on Lightside Hard Node 6B. Resistance Hero Finn on Lightside Hard Node 8C, C-3PO, who's available in his legendary Contact Protocol event with 5 7-star Ewoks, and last but certainly not least, R2-D2, who's available in his legendary event Daring Droid with 5 7-star Empire characters. Now there are 3 leaders in the Resistance faction. Jedi Training Rey's leadership ability, Inspirational Presence, grants Resistance allies plus 30% critical chance and damage. When they score a critical hit, they have a 70% chance to inflict Exposed for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. Resistance allies also gain plus 10% turn meter whenever an enemy is exposed. Now, when Resistance allies use special abilities, all exposed enemies lose 5% turn meter. And if they don't have any debuffs, they reduce all of their cooldowns by 1. So JTR really is the most used leader in this faction. She's the most common one that you'll see. She's really, really great when you use both of the droids BB-8, R2-D2, and even C-3PO with someone like Resistance Trooper. They're a really, really good offensive team because of all of the expose that you end up putting on your enemies. Now, the next leader is Finn. His leadership ability, Balanced Tactics, grant Resistance allies plus 60% defense, offense, and potency. You can also use him with characters from other factions, and they'll get half of that percentage. Now, if an enemy is damaged by a Resistance ally, for each expose, they lose 5% turn meter for every Resistance ally. And all Resistance allies gain 3% turn meter, and their cooldowns are reduced by 1. Now, he's a less used leader than JTR, but if you have a lot of your Resistance characters geared and farmed, you can actually create 2 Resistance teams and use Finn as a secondary leader. Now, the final leadership ability in this faction is going to be Poe Dameron. His leadership ability, Ace of the Resistance, grants resistance allies plus 30% offense and plus 15% potency. Now, his leadership ability isn't really used. You're much better off using Finn or JTR. Now, uses for resistance teams, they're really great in Territory Wars and Grand Arena on offense. Now, both the Finn and the JTR leads are better on offense. You can also use them in light side Hoth TB Rebel Assault for combat missions. I don't really recommend using them in Geonosian territory battles unless you've really got them all relicked or have a Galactic Legend Ray. They just tend not to do as well. Now, they are hard counters for both Bosk and Django-led bounty hunters, a solo Enfys Nest team, Kylo Ren Unmasked First Order, Padme-led Galactic Republic, Geonosians, Imperial Troopers, Bastilla-led Jedi, Old Republic, and a Darth Revan-led Sith Empire team with Malak. Now that's pretty important because not a ton of teams can counter that one, so that's why I suggest leaving your JTR for offense, because a lot of people tend to use that team for defense. They are soft counters for Shaak Ti clones, Revan-led Jedi, CLS Rebels, Newt Separatists, and the Sith Triumvirate. Now, they can be countered by Rex-led clones, a Talzin-led Night Sisters team, a Darth Revan-led Sith Empire team, and a Kylo Ren Unmasked First Order team. Now, like I said, next week is our Galactic Legends special, but after that, I want to hear what factions you want me to cover next. Drop a comment down below, or send me a message on our Discord server. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the Llama and the Escape Pod cast for kids.
This is Macleod, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macleod Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macleod will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macleod has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macleod today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MacleodMods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macleod Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macleod Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Hey guys, I'm Biscuit Weasel, and I host Biscuits and Star Wars on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BiscuitWeasel. That's Weasel with a Z. There we do a great series called GAC Hospital. I spend an entire week with one player for one-on-one GAC coaching. We triage your roster, talk mod and team recommendations, and defense and attack strategies. If you want to apply, I invite you to tag me on the Escape Pod cast server so we can connect. Remember, that's twitch.tv/BiscuitWeasel with a Z.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the show. We are joined by another guest during our incoming transmission, somebody else who's celebrating Treason Day right in my face. But I'll leave the introducing down to Paul, because if it was left up to me, some very choice words would be. So, Paul, take it away. Why don't you introduce our guest?
Well, I just want to point out that
transmission.
now. I just want to point out that on the left-hand side for everybody is the red can, and on this side is the blue can, and I've got the white light above. So now I'm kind of a cheesing it up for you right now. For those who are listening to the podcast, it looks awesome. My face is red, white, and blue. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this week, as I mentioned, she is the newest content creator to the Escape Pod Castaways. She is an avid Star Wars fan overall. She also loves her Disney. She hails from the West Coast, but now currently lives on the East Coast. Just ironically, both right next to Disney properties in both locations. But nonetheless, she is the lone female that we currently cover for GA Center, but she fights like a man in GA Center. Ladies and gentlemen, Geek Girl 1980. How you doing, Geek Girl?
Hey guys, how's it going? I was gonna go with Star Wars, but because of all of Nev's treason jokes, I decided to go with the America.
America. Yeah, no. Just no. just no. No. There'll be no treason on this show today.
All right. Geek Girl, tell us about your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes account. What type of player are you? As in whale, dolphin, minnow, absolutely free to play, or are you a Neil? And what what are your focuses in your game right now?
So I am a minnow. I used to spend very little, but when everything with CG started happening, I stopped spending completely. Currently, I am finishing up my GG droids. I just accidentally made the jump from Division 3 to Division 2 today. And I am finishing up the requirements for Jedi Knight Luke.
Did you just say that you're jumping to Division 2?
Yeah,
oh,
by
that's
accident.
fighting talk. That's my division. That.
Bring it
you're
on,
going
baby.
down, girl. Oh.
So we're
somebody
gonna
else to
see,
pound into the ground. Oh, I'm loving it.
We're gonna see Geek Girl in Division 2 for GA Center. We might have to split Division 2 like we do Division 1.
Well, to be honest with you, the change won't happen until next month, and by next month,
Biscuit goes up.
Mr. Gigabachi is probably also going to be hitting Div 1 next month as well. He is a sneeze away from moving up to Div 1.
All right. So we'll be covering that in GA Center, but that's going to be interesting to see not Biscuit Weasel, to see Neil and Geek Girl, because Biscuit will have left you behind. He's leaving.
Yeah. So we had 2 go into Division 2 this month, and we've got 2 going from Division 2 into Division 1 next month. So yeah,
there we go.
It's all go. You're gonna have to tussle with the coming up to Div 2, Div 1. It's an extra defense. It's an extra offense. You're fighting with the big boys, girl.
Yeah, well, I'm almost ready for Gas and Malik and all those fun things. So I'll show them who's boss.
I have neither of those things.
You said you're getting your GG droids up there. How are your bugs?
They're almost all Gear 12.
Okay, so you're not getting cam shards yet.
No.
Or not cam shards. You're not getting watt shards yet.
No, I have watt, actually. Luckily enough, I'm in a guild that punches above my weight. And I have watt at 5 stars at the moment.
Okay.
How your murder bears looking?
They're a mix between Gear 10 to Gear 13.
Imps,
I almost
how's
have my
your
Elder
imps
at
doing?
Gear 13.
Imps and First Order.
My First Order is all over the place. I'm slowly working on Slacker.
How's Matt the radar technician?
Yeah. He is OG Kylo is Gear 11, I believe, and Crew is 1 piece away from Gear 13.
So where's all your GP at then?
In my Padme team, actually. My Padme team is full relics. I have Padme at 6, Anakin at 7, GK, Yoda, and Ahsoka at, I believe, 3 currently.
So very top heavy then. You don't have an awful lot of fluff in your account then.
No, I kind of was lost when I first started playing about 3.5 years ago. And I started getting serious when they started reworking everything, leading up to all of the legendary events and stuff like that. So I've been playing catch up for the last 2.5 years. So I've been picking and choosing very carefully where to do my stuff. My fluff is in my ships.
Oh yeah, you got yeah. Here's the thing, because you've got to have 2 good solid fleet squads to especially moving up a div. So what's your main squad and what you're working on?
So my main squad for offense is Geos with Chimera, and then my rebels are my defense with Anakin and Ahsoka. I am 1 ship away from the Falcon, so I am feverishly working towards it.
Yeah. If you're gonna put a MILF defense with Thrawn and Geos, that's what did me good in Division. That's what did me good when I was in Division 3 with my main account. But thankfully, I do have a negotiator, so I've got a negotiator on defense, and I take my MILF into offense. So, but yeah. So where are you at regarding style? Do you like to play with your toys, or do you like to sandbag? Because Paul doesn't like people that sandbag him.
Honestly, I like to put the hardest possible defense I can for my opponent. So most of the time I'm using Swoga.gg to figure out what they use consistently, and then basically stop them at my front line. And then after that, I just like to show off a little bit. And, if I can undersize it, I will. My current favorite toy is my Grievous and my Padme teams. I did recently relic Wampa, so he has been my new favorite plaything.
Yeah, he's my next relic.
Yeah, I only have him at relic 2, and he hits like a truck, and I love it.
Yeah, he's also very, very good in Darkside GOTB as well.
Yeah, I was playing with him today, actually, in GOTB, actually before I came on, and he was ripping through clones, and it was lovely.
Yeah, he can solo a 1-2. I mean, my 12+5 will solo stage 1 and 1 and 2 out of 4. I mean, he gets clobbered when you hit 3 or 4, but I really, really want to see what he's like at relic 3. I just want to see. I want to see if he can go 4 from 4. I'd be very interested to see if he can do that.
Yeah, he seems like one that would be interesting. I'm 2 pieces away from Vader to gear 13. Once he gets there and I get his Zeta on him, I want to put the 2 of them together to see how far they can go.
Oh, I was actually mentioning to Paul earlier on, it's a shame that there's no dark side. There's no dark side character with tenacity up on the leadership. It's not like, if it, in GAC, you can always throw Luke or you can throw Rex in the leader slot to, kind of shore up the tenacity on your Wampa. But there's nothing like that for TB. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, and that's a shame.
It is. Maybe they should rework Scion or something. I don't know.
I mean, it would be nice.
Sorry, not Scion. Maul. Maul should have more tenacity.
Yeah, talk about Zetas I regret. Maul was my first Zeta.
Oh, so it's not that bad now. Especially
now, but 2 years ago it was a stupid decision.
2 years ago it was good. A year and a half ago it sucked again. But now with the Vader rework, you put Vader on a Maul team, it can get absolutely mayhem for them. If you're not using Vader on offense and you have the Zeta on Maul, throw him on defense.
Yeah, I actually do. I run Palpatine, Vader, Thrawn, Maul, and sometimes Tarkin, depending on if I'm undersizing it or not.
Yeah. So what you also mentioned, or one of the reasons we wanted to bring you into the Castaways is that you are a variety gamer, but you're supporting, or you're not supporting, you're essentially covering another game called Disney Sorcerer's Arena.
Yep.
Are you under the same guise as are you under the same spend level on that side?
Now, yes. So when I started, I was kind of a casual spender. I'd buy the pass holders, maybe the VIP, depending on what the rewards were for that particular pass holder season. But lately, it's not really worth it to buy the pass holder stuff unless you're going for the current event. So this current one is Incredibles. I'm not nowhere near getting an Incredibles team, so I'm not buying it. And there's so much end game stuff that you can't really play right now unless you were a beta or a high level Kraken, that it's become very boring to cover, unfortunately.
So, I mean, I kind of saw you doing the Zerg event. You were loving that from the looks of it.
True. I mean, the events are fun, but when you're talking day-to-day things, so when it first came out, they had live PvP, which everybody loved. It was the greatest thing we'd ever seen, but it's such a slow battle that it takes forever to do a battle. It almost takes 20 minutes to do one battle. So after a while, it gets very boring to kind of play it, and it becomes a bit of a grind because there's so much gear crunch right now. There's so much ability match gear crunch, but they recently did a survey and they hinted a lot at Hercules and Beauty and the Beast. If they do a Beauty and the Beast team, I will wail. It is my favorite Disney movie of all time, and I'm that kind of nerd. So I want them, they recently added you can challenge your friend type of mechanic. You can play their defense. So that's kind of been a little bit more exciting. Things are starting to come back a little bit more interest wise, but for right now, they almost need something that's a community unifier, like a raid. But the devs are so great, and they're so communicative, and they're everything that CG is not, that even if it comes a little boring and a little grindy day to day, I'm still going to cover this game.
Can you spin characters on DSA?
No, but they do have like little animations that they do, so it's actually a little bit more fun.
I actually think you can.
I don't know. I've never actually tried to spin characters in either game, so I wouldn't know.
I kind of stopped playing.
Spinning the characters is just going down a road that I really don't want to go down.
I'm winding Paul up. Yeah, no, I did play DSA. I actually streamed DSA from its official launch, for 8 solid days, because I loved that first week that it was out. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But then I got to a stage, then I got to a level, and I got to a stage in the game where PvP just became like such a boring grind, because it's like round after round after round of getting matched up with people who I'm never ever gonna beat, and you can't speed up the clock. I mean, you can put it on, and that's what I would just put it on auto, and I'd sit back and start reading a book because it was so boringly monotonous. And after about 2 weeks, that was it. Then I was unceremoniously kicked out of the guild that I was in, and that was it. I just thought, well,
oh no, there was a big ceremony. The big ceremony happened live on our while I was streaming Marbles.
And then I just stopped playing. That was it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Getting kicked out of the guild was the best thing that could have happened to me, because I haven't played the game ever since.
Honestly, for me, there was a couple of problems at launch. There wasn't really any team synergy, which they've started to kind of fix now. But there was such a disparity between the people that were beta players and the people that were just coming in and spending all the money, that it took a while for everybody to kind of catch up. But once you did, and they brought out Frozen, then Frozen destroyed everybody. And I thought about wailing for Frozen, but then footage came out that they were useless at 5 stars and you had to go all the way to 7. And I wasn't going to do that one. And it just, I don't know. It felt too early to have that big of a meta.
The thing about the thing about DSA is everybody was claiming, oh, this is great, live PvP and all that stuff. This was my first foray into seeing live PvP in a 5-man fighter game, and I never want to touch it ever again.
No, I literally do my one live PvP match. I would rather do the other arena climb every day.
Yeah, it's fine. The live PvP was fine up to a certain level, and then once you went past that level, then it became a chore. So it was fun up to, I would say it was fun up to and including level 30, because 100 GP, didn't make that much difference. So at level 28, I could beat somebody at level 30. It didn't really matter. But as soon as I hit level 30, trying to beat somebody at level 32 or level 31, it was like, it was never going to happen. And I was only going to beat somebody that was either at my level or below me. But it would, if they just made the matchmaking so that you faced somebody that was a similar, the same level as you, it probably would have solved all their problems. But that's where it lost me.
The one thing, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, Geek Girl, what other stuff are you doing on your channel?
So I currently started playing KOTOR. Or people don't know, Knights of the Old Republic, the original. I also play Battlefront and Fallen Order, on the weekends, which are a lot of fun, but I die often.
So just the Star Wars games, no.
Yeah, well, I'm playing the first one, but I'm going to cover the second one eventually.
What and also I saw you did some marbles the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying very hard not to get kind of stuck into playing one game that then possibly could die. Especially once, Swugga was kind of on the ropes there for a while, before the stuff that they recently announced. But I'm a nerd that I'll play just about anything. In fact, I have an ongoing thing in my Discord of games that people want me to cover. I've got Mass Effect on there, Battlefield on there. There's a couple other ones I forget off the top of my head at the moment. I am going to play Squadrons in October, which I'm super excited for. That looks so much fun.
I'm going to see if I could borrow it to see if I need Dramamine in order to play it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm not doing the VR version, because I won't be able to.
No. So we are about to hit the top of the hour, and we have a brand new episode of Helly and the Noob coming up. But before we move along here, I want you to tell everybody how they can find you, what ways to get in touch with you if they want to know more, and something fun that you're doing in the upcoming week.
Okay. So Twitch is twitch.com/geekgirl1980. Same on Twitter, although I'm not as good about using Twitter as I should be. But the best way to reach me is via my Discord, which I'm in the Escape Pod Discord. You can DM me on there and I'll shoot you mine. And this upcoming week, what are we doing this week? We might start Mass Effect this week. I'm entertaining the idea of going to more of a Monday through Friday schedule. So, usually around 11 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday currently, and then Saturday, Sunday at about 4 or 5 p.m. depending on the day.
All right. And something fun.
Something fun. I mean, honestly, my fun stuff this week is off stream. I'm going to the lake tomorrow. So
there you go. So you're an all-around. You're an all-around, all-American Goyle.
Yeah, a little bit. Like the Carrie Underwood song.
Treason.
All right, Neil. Other than treason, do you have anything else to say to Geek Girl?
It's treason, then.
Bring it on.
All right. We'll be back after these messages with Patreon's Choice. A bunch of questions that hopefully Neil will get over his jealousy of the flag thing. And we will see you guys after the brand new episode of Helly and the Noob right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Macleod, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know MacLeod Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, MacLeod will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. MacLeod has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macleod today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MacLeodmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse MacLeod Modding Mayhem, and you will too. MacLeod Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Noob. Artists. Noob. Liars. Newbie. Poachers. There you are. Wait, what's wrong? Again, noob.
Greetings, Hellenics. It's my guild.
Again.
My guildies are being poached from
our guild. Oh boy, here we go. Again.
I just don't understand what the GRDS allows guilds to do.
This What? Huh. Do what
This poaching.
Wait, hang on. What do you mean the GRDS is allowing guilds to do this?
You guys see what we
did there? Yup. Not only did we mirror last month's episode, but we also added some GRDS promotion. So shameless. Much promotion. Lols. Wait. We gotta get on with this, huh? Oh, okay. Right. So, you don't understand why the GRDS allows guilds to do what exactly?
Poaching of other guilds'
members.
Some pathetic guild comes out of nowhere and takes a big group of our members, and we're left scrambling to fill the empty slots. Polemics. And that's
not fair. Oh, newbie. It's most likely not poaching, bud.
Here we go.
Again.
It's not. Please.
Explain. Here's a short PSA that can help you understand. This PSA is brought to you by Alenix. #shameless self-promotion. the Swuggo Guild Recruitment Discord server, Swuggo's largest and most popular Discord server devoted to finding players a new guild and guilds new players. Your PUBG Discord can suck it, Ralph. Poaching in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. What is it? Why is it happening? And who stands to benefit? In this Swuggo PSA, we will explore member poaching and the many myths that surround it. Swuggo guilds are groups of up to 50 players who coordinate their efforts to defeat various types of guild events, including raids, territory battles, and territory wars. Most times, guilds which have fewer than 50 members join various resources on the internet, including the official Swuggo forum, Reddit, and multiple Discord servers, to post advertisements, hoping to entice players looking for a new guild to join theirs. This can sometimes create a situation where a group of players, usually friends, join a guild as a group, as opposed to a single player joining said guild individually. Many players in the Swuggo gaming community erroneously call this poaching. They also tend to claim this is done intentionally, and that it's meant to provide the offending guild with an unfair recruitment advantage. In effect, these claims state that guilds who have multiple new members joining their guild all at once are doing so underhandedly, and thus poaching the more honorable Swuggo guilds who would never do this. Likely this is not the case. Most of the time, the guilds being accused of poaching have perfectly legitimate reasons explaining why a group of new members joined their guild as opposed to a lone individual joining. Perhaps the members of the group who left your guild are all friends and want to stay together as a group. Many Swuggo gamers have developed deep friendships with their guildies and don't want to part ways. Or maybe some people in this group have friends already in the guild accused of poaching. People do sometimes have friends outside their existing guild, and they want to get all those folks together when playing Swuggo. Lastly, what if the guild is simply a better fit for their collective playstyle? If a guild's members aren't feeling like they fit well within their guild, they may simply leave for somewhere they feel is a better fit. These are just some of the possibilities that could easily explain why a group of players may have left your guild and joined another all at once. So before you accuse a guild of intentionally poaching your members, consider this. Can there be any other reason besides poaching that could explain why a small group of your members left your guild and joined theirs? I'm certain that if you think about it for more than a few seconds, you will determine that, yes indeed, there may just be. This has been Hellenix. #shameless self-promotion. For the Hellenic Swuggo YouTube channel and the GRDS. So, seriously, when are these PSAs going to actually start getting people to subscribe to my channel? I know it's not guaranteed, man, but come on. Can't we do something to boost my numbers a little bit more quickly? What do you mean, go kick rocks? So, do you see now, newbie? Your guild probably wasn't poached. And even if it was, the GRDS wouldn't have facilitated this. We have strict anti-poaching rules, and we do enforce them.
That doesn't explain anything!
Once again. Look, I know you're upset, newbie, but you can't run off and accuse guilds of poaching your members every time a group of people
But I have proof of our guild being poached. Hellenix.
Okay, what you got?
I have a direct message from Discord from a guy who joined our guild server and then said our guild leader was quitting and we should get out while the getting out
Was good. Oh.
And according to your PSA on poaching channel on the GRDS, that is a
textbook
example of poaching.
Oh.
So I may just go to your general chat channel and
rant about it. Okay, yeah, that's definitely poaching. However, A public rant is not the way to handle this. Instead, send me screenshots proving what you allege privately. We don't believe in vitriol, baseless accusations, nor mob rule at the GRDS, nor do we believe in cancel culture. Instead, we try to be fair and reasonable. Unless the proof you provide is blatant, we won't just ban the accused necessarily. And we won't publicly shame them. Instead, we may even set up a private group chat to discuss this with all parties involved. Anyone accused has the right to face their accusers, and people are innocent until proven guilty. Besides, if we all talk this out, both your guild and the alleged poachers may all come out of this situation better and stronger than you all went in. So if you have your proofs ready, send them to my inbox, and we'll go from there, okay?
I will do so immediately.
Meatbag. Why you
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
Hello there, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the show. It's Patreon's Choice Time, Paul. Have you got the questions all lined up nice and neatly in a row?
I do.
And how many questions do we have this evening?
Got about 14, 15 questions here.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I have time
Sephiranus.
to answer some of these questions.
Yes.
Good.
Sephiranus says, what epic content creator team up would you want to do, and with what creator and why?
Oh, who would I want to team up with? Oh, I thought it was who would I like to see
want to
teamed
team up with and make some epic video?
All right, okay. I would love to team up with It's a Gundam. I would love to team, because the dude just cracks me up. He is one of the funniest content creators I think I've ever watched. He's just funny. I'd love to do a team. I'd love to team up with It's a Gundam. I think it'd be hilarious.
I think Mr. Beast.
You'd like to do Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast. Just to put the smile on somebody's face that they just have life-changing money fall in their lap.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie asks, if you could work for any gaming studio in the world, mobile, platform, or PC, who would it be and why? And what would be your dream project to work on?
LucasArts, because I'd get to see every single Star Wars IP game being worked on by every single game studio. Obviously, once EA lose the contract, of course. What game would I most like to see? I'd like to see. I mean, I'd love to see a really, really good version of Rogue Squadron, but I mean, we're getting Squadrons in October, so that's pretty much going to be it. So, yeah, really looking forward to that game coming out.
For me, it would be, I would love to work for Bethesda. I would love to work for Bethesda for the fact that not only Fallout.
Oh no! Really.
Not only Fallout, also the Skyrim series, or not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls series. But what would be my dream project to work on? A sequel to 76 that everybody would enjoy from the get-go. All right, Geek Girl asks, if you could take any Star Wars story, whether it be extended universe legends or current canon, and make it into a different medium, so television, film, or video games, what would it be and why?
Oh yeah. No, there's a video. Turning it into a movie. I'd like. Oh yeah. Oh, that is a good question. That is a really, really good question. Well, I suppose. I mean.
Oh. I'll take it first. You
go first. Yeah.
They did release the Thrawn the first book of the new Thrawn trilogy. They did turn it into a comic book. I wish that they would take that and turn it into a graphic novel as well. Now, if anything, I would like to possibly see a movie version of the Phasma book. That, with the time jumping in between, and I loved the Phasma book. I loved that book, and I really would love to see it as a movie and give Phasma her due of becoming the badass that she actually was.
I must admit, I would like to see them finish the new Jedi Order graphic novel. They did kind of do a graphic novelization of a separate story, completely separate. So they created some new characters that weren't in the new Jedi Order sequence of novels, but it then created a graphic novel story in the Yuzong Vong War. So I would love to see a complete graphic novelization of the new Jedi Order sequence of books, because I just think visually it would be really, really good, something to really for an animator, for a graphic novel artist to really sink their teeth into.
JJ Manners wanted me to clarify the book or the comic. The comic was trash for Phasma. The book, 100%. Flair, if you had to give up mobile gaming, no Swaga, no Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed, no Marvel Strike Force, no DSA, etc., and had to pick a new main genre to cover, what would it be and why? 76. Fallout. Next question. Neil, what do you got?
I suppose I could go Minecraft. If I had to leave the mobile platform, I could go Minecraft. Definitely.
All right. Razzle Zazzle asks, if Santa bought you a fancy green screen and all the tech and software to go with it, what would your background be during the podcast? I think it would be that it would be the same one that it is.
It'd have to be the cockpit of the Millennial Fulcrum.
Yeah, the Millennial Fulcrum.
We'd commission somebody to do an artist's rendition of the Millennial Fulcrum, so that we could present the show from the bridge of the Millennial Fulcrum.
That would be okay. Yes, definitely. A commission of the Millennial Fulcrum, and that, for those who are tuning into the first time, that's what that we have dramatizations that usually happen at the end of every 30 episodes, and the Millennial Fulcrum is the ship that we broadcast the podcast from.
What are you talking about? We're broadcasting from the Millennial Fulcrum right now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No, right now, as in right now, not just at the end of a season. We're doing it right now. Don't destroy the podcast. Don't destroy the dreams of the podcast listeners. They imagine us on the bridge of the Millennial Fulcrum when we're doing the show. Don't listen to him, listeners. Just pay no attention. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, listeners. We are on the bridge of the Millennial Fulcrum. Okay, honest, we are.
Dr. Feelgood asks if you could recast South Park as Swaga content creators, who would they be?
Oh, okay.
It has to be content creators in place. Are we on the same page when we say Cartman is Gum?
Cartman? Gum is Cartman. Gum doesn't have a foul mouth, though. It needs to be a content creator with a foul mouth.
I was typecasting.
Oh, you were typecasting. Okay, well then you pick the cast how you would pick the cast.
Okay. So casting for the roles, so we don't have to put we have Gom as Cartman. We have let's see, Stan is It's Just Ian. Stan is It's Just Ian. Kyle Kyle would be DB official. And Skeletrix would be Kenny.
See, I would go with Urs, Grid, Heinze, Rambam, and I can't think who would be Butters. Who would be Butters? Who would be a good Butters?
Cubs.
Cubs would be Butters. Well, no, because the other four would be telling them to shut up all the time. Because it's shut up Butters, isn't it?
You heard me.
Okay, next question.
All right, next question. This isn't much of a question as a request. Can you wish everyone a happy Independence Day from Force Strong One?
Happy Treason Day from the Nev.
Would you please do this as the request of a very good Patreon?
What do you need me to say?
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day from Force
Strong One. Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, Ranger for Cartman. Yes, definitely Ranger for Cartman. You're right. I take it back. Not Gum, Ranger. All right. Dagger says, can you discuss the hubris of a lot of Galactic Legend owners? 6 million GP and Rogue One and Ewoks behind Galactic Legends Rey. Why do people do this? The GLs aren't unbeatable, even if you don't have one, and I feel a bit bad when I see backwalls.
Sorry, say that again. I got a message. Very rude of me, but...
Dagger wants to know if you can discuss the hubris of a lot of GL owners because they're putting crap behind Galactic Legends.
Well, I mean, that's what the thing is. That's the new brick wall, isn't it? I mean, if you go back several metas, if you were to return to the days when you were pretty much had your GAC match sewn up, if you had both Revens. That's what people did initially with both Revens. People would put their Darth Revan and their Jedi Knight Revan on their front wall because they knew nobody would get past them if they didn't have a Darth Revan. So I think it's inevitable. You know, it's a bit like Thanos. People are going to do that with their GLs because that's exactly what people did with their Revens. So it's just part of the circle of life.
If you could live in any fictional world besides Star Wars, what would it be?
I would. Okay. I was gonna say the Harry Potter world, but I think I would probably opt for the Star Trek universe.
I would go Star Trek as well.
Original canon, not bad robot canon.
What's that?
Original canon, not bad robot canon.
Oh yeah, original canon. I can agree with that. All right. Hang on. Here we go. Going Nerdy asks, how many lows could Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob lows?
42.
3. You say 42, I say only 3. I think they would catch him after the third one.
Yeah, but the man's just so goddamn good looking, you know. I would.
All right. So Dr. Feelgood says, may I have a pony?
No. But if you vote Vermin Supreme and he wins, you'll definitely get a pony.
We'll look at getting you a pony, Dr. Feelgood. Can't guarantee it would be right away. E-Grace Gamer says, who was the greatest wrestler of all time, past, present, and future?
Hulk Hogan.
Undertaker.
Well, he was until he had his record taken from him. Wrongly.
I agree wrongly. But I still think the Phenom, who just recently retired, is the best. Even though E-Grace wants me to say Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, it's not Macho Man. He was one of the greatest wrestling entertainers, definitely, but not the greatest wrestler. But he did have a very hot wife.
Still does. He's still married to Michelle McCool. All right. Let's see. This one was from Pyronelli. Will there be a way for CG to put Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on another platform besides mobile and PC? Maybe like PS4 or Xbox. If not, do you think Sony will find a way to add an Android emulator to the PlayStation 4 or 5? I'm going to personally add or 5, so mobile or PC players can play on their console. I think that there's homebrew that you can do, but it's not stable or recommended.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can do it now. You can mod chip. Xbox and PlayStations, but it would invalidate the warranty of the device.
And if that warranty's already expired, who gives a crap?
Yeah. I mean, if you're buying it secondhand, then there is no warranty. So, yeah, go ahead and get it chipped.
All right. And JJ Manners says, if you could know the absolute and complete truth to one question, what would your question be?
Who was the man behind the grassy knoll?
What was yours?
Who was the man behind the grassy knoll?
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to know who the man. I'd love to know who the man on the grassy knoll was.
A part of American history is what you want to know?
Well, yeah. Come on, it's one of the greatest conspiracy theories of all time. I'd love to know who the man on the grass. Even if it's just Bob the Baker. I'd love to know who the man on the, who was the man on the grassy knoll. I want to know who the man on the grassy knoll was.
Wow, I'm taken back by that. Sarlacc does say, "Are we alone in the universe?" That's a really good one.
No, I already know the answer to that. No.
You know what? The questions that I would ask, or I would be tempted to ask, I would not want to know the truth of, because there's a chance that the answer could be no. And I want to always push forward like the answer is yes. So I don't think I'd ask a question. Okay, did Epstein kill himself or not?
Exactly.
All right,
perfect.
There we go.
Did Epstein kill himself?
So that is all the questions. We're gonna finish in 2 hours.
Nice one. Makes a change.
Yeah. What's that?
It makes a nice change.
Yeah, definitely. If you are a Patreon or a Twitch sub, come join us in the after show after this. Otherwise, consider becoming a Patreon and join us in the after show after the other shows.
Mm-hmm.
We do other stuff during the time too, but mostly, guys, stick around on Twitch. We are going to raid Grace Gamer after this. If you're watching live on Twitch, we're going to raid Grace Gamer so he can get his 7th broadcast, and he will make affiliate tomorrow morning, I believe.
Bravo.
Yeah, very, very good guy. Guys, that Grace, if you're not broadcasting, please start broadcasting as soon as you can. We're gonna head to the after show. I'm gonna do my GAC there. I think I have a chance. My opponent already attacked, and he dropped 2 accounts.
Okay.
He dropped 2 battles. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for us this week. Please be safe out there. Wear a damn mask. Be nice to each other, damn it. And we'll see you guys next week. With that being said, Neil, push the button, my friend.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods! Close down the circuits! Evacuate the city! Southern, back to Canada!
in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.